Clint Eastwood finally tells the truth about James Garner. Clint Eastwood was born Clinton Eastwood Jr. on May 31, 1930 in San Francisco, California. Raised during the Great Depression, he experienced a modest upbringing that instilled in him resilience, self-reliance, and a work ethic that would define his career. Although initially interested in athletics and drawing, Eastwood's trajectory changed when he was cast in small roles in films after serving in the United States Army during the Korean War, marking the beginning of a long and storied journey in the film industry. Eastwood's rise to fame was gradual but undeniable. He first gained national and international recognition with his portrayal of the man with no name in Sergio Leone's iconic spaghetti western trilogy, A Fistful of Dollars, 1964, For a Few Dollars More, 1965, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, 1966. These films not only showcased his stoic charisma and understated acting style, but also transformed the western genre, blending a gritty realism with a mythic sense of the American frontier. Eastwood's performance was characterized by a minimalist approach, few words, a piercing gaze, and a cool, almost hypnotic presence that captivated audiences and critics alike. This role firmly established him as a cultural icon and laid the groundwork for his subsequent success in both Hollywood and European cinema. Following his early Western roles, Eastwood diversified his career with his portrayal of the tough, no-nonsense detective Harry Callahan in the Dirty Harry film series beginning in 1971. This character, famous for the line, "Do you feel lucky, punk?" cemented Eastwood's image as the quintessential embodiment of rugged masculinity and moral complexity. Through Dirty Harry, Eastwood explored themes of justice, individualism, and the tension between personal ethics and societal rules, striking a chord with audiences during a time of social unrest and cultural change in America. These roles showcased his ability to combine charisma with moral ambiguity, creating characters who were simultaneously relatable and larger than life and solidifying his status as one of the most bankable stars in Hollywood history. Yet Eastwood's talents extended far beyond acting. He became an accomplished director, producer, and composer, demonstrating a mastery of storytelling across multiple dimensions of filmmaking. In 1971, he directed his first feature film, Play Misty for Me, a psychological thriller that displayed a sophisticated sense of pacing, tension, and character development. Over the years, Eastwood directed a wide range of films, from the harrowing war epic Flags of Our Fathers, 2006, to the intimate character studies of $1 Million Baby, 2004, and Gran Torino, 2008. His directorial style is often marked by simplicity, efficiency, and a focus on naturalistic performances, earning him critical acclaim and multiple Academy Awards, including Best Director and Best Picture. Through his films, Eastwood has consistently explored universal themes such as redemption, mortality, courage, and the human condition, earning him recognition as both an artistic visionary and a storyteller who resonates deeply with audiences around the world. Eastwood is also celebrated for his work as a composer and musician, often contributing original scores to his films, demonstrating yet another layer of his artistic versatility. His understated approach to music mirrors the elegance and simplicity of his cinematic style, emphasizing mood and emotion over spectacle. Beyond the arts, Eastwood served as the mayor of Carmel by the Sea, California in the late 1980s, showing a commitment to civic engagement and community leadership. His political career, though brief, reflected his pragmatic and results-driven mindset, earning him respect in both Hollywood and his local community. In 2018, Clint Eastwood both directed and starred in the drama The Mule, a film that marked a remarkable return to the screen for the legendary actor-director after a 6-year absence from acting in his own projects. The story was inspired by the real-life experiences of Leo Earl Sharp Sr., a World War II veteran who, in a strikingly ironic turn of fate, became a drug courier for the notorious Sinaloa drug cartel in his later years. The film explored themes of aging, regret, and the choices that define a life, highlighting Eastwood's long-standing interest in morally complex characters and stories grounded in realism. The Mule was particularly significant because it represented Eastwood's first acting project since Trouble with the Curve in 2012, reconnecting audiences with his commanding on-screen presence while also demonstrating his enduring skill in directing nuanced performances. It was also his first starring role in a film he directed since the critical and commercial success of Gran Torino in 2008, reinforcing his reputation for combining intimate storytelling with a focus on flawed, deeply human characters who resonate with viewers across generations. The movie was praised for Eastwood's restrained yet powerful portrayal of a man grappling with his past, while his direction kept the narrative grounded and emotionally compelling, blending suspense with a quiet reflection on family, mortality, and redemption. Following The Mule, Eastwood continued his prolific work behind the camera with the production and direction of the biographical drama Richard Jewell in 2019. The film recounted the harrowing true story of a security guard wrongly accused of a bombing at the 1996 Summer Olympics in Atlanta, exploring themes of media sensationalism, public perception, and justice. Eastwood's direction was widely praised for its meticulous attention to detail, strong narrative pacing, and empathetic portrayal of its protagonist, ensuring that the emotional and moral stakes were fully realized. The film also received critical recognition for its performances, most notably Kathy Bates, whose portrayal of a seasoned attorney earned her nominations at both the Academy Awards and the Golden Globes. Eastwood's work on Richard Jewell demonstrated his ability to navigate contemporary social issues through the lens of individual human stories, combining journalistic rigor with his trademark cinematic economy, and reaffirmed his position as a filmmaker capable of balancing entertainment with meaningful commentary. In 2021, Eastwood produced and directed the neo-Western drama Cry Macho, an adaptation of the 1975 novel by N. Richard Nash. The film followed the story of a former rodeo star tasked with returning a young boy to his family, blending elements of the classic Western with a contemporary exploration of masculinity, mentorship, and personal redemption. While Cry Macho received mixed reviews from critics, some praising Eastwood's understated performance and the film's contemplative tone, while others found the pacing slow or the narrative overly familiar, it nonetheless provided another platform for the iconic actor-director to explore themes he has long championed: aging, resilience, and moral responsibility. Commercially, the film underperformed at the box office, a reflection perhaps of changing audience tastes and the challenges of releasing a traditional drama in an era dominated by franchise and streaming films. Nonetheless, Cry Macho was notable as one of Eastwood's rare late-career acting projects and continued to illustrate his commitment to telling stories centered on human dignity and personal transformation, demonstrating that even in his ninth decade, he remains an active, influential, and creative force in Hollywood. On December 19, 1953, Clint Eastwood entered into his first marriage with Maggie Johnson, a union that would last for several decades and shape much of his early family life. The couple shared the experience of building a household together while Eastwood's career in Hollywood was still in its formative years, balancing the pressures of a rising acting career with family responsibilities. During their marriage, they welcomed 2 children. Kyle Eastwood, born in 1968, who would later pursue a successful career as a jazz musician, and Allison Eastwood, born in 1972, who became an accomplished actress, director, and producer in her own right. Despite the outward appearance of stability, Eastwood and Johnson eventually separated in 1984 after more than 3 decades together. The divorce was reportedly significant, with Johnson receiving an estimated $25 to $30 million as part of the settlement, reflecting both Eastwood's considerable wealth and the complex negotiations that often accompany the dissolution of long-term marriages in Hollywood. From 1959 to 1973, Clint Eastwood maintained a long-term relationship with Roxanne Tunis, a model and actress. During this period, he fathered a daughter, Kimber Eastwood, born in 1964. This relationship, which overlapped with his early fame from westerns and the television series Rawhide, illustrates the complexity of Eastwood's personal life during the years when his public image was rapidly evolving. Although the relationship with Tunis ended before his marriage to Maggie Johnson officially concluded, it remained a notable chapter in his private life, highlighting his tendency to maintain relationships outside his marriage. In 1975, Eastwood began living with actress Sondra Locke, a partnership that would become highly publicized due to both their professional and personal entanglements. Over the next 14 years, the couple not only shared a romantic bond, but also collaborated on numerous films, including The Outlaw Jose Wales, 1976, and Bronco Billy, 1980, blending their personal and professional lives in ways that kept them in the media spotlight. The relationship, however, ended in April 1989 following years of complicated dynamics and public speculation. During his time with Locke, Eastwood reportedly maintained several other romantic relationships, fathering at least 3 children outside this partnership, further complicating his personal life and public narrative. Among his lesser-known relationships, Eastwood had an unpublicized affair with flight attendant Jacelyn Reeves, which resulted in 2 children, Scott Eastwood, born in 1986, who would go on to become a prominent actor in Hollywood, and Catherine Eastwood, born in 1988. These children, born during the height of Eastwood's fame, were largely kept out of the public eye initially, demonstrating his preference for privacy regarding certain aspects of his family life. Following his separation from Locke in 1989, Eastwood entered into a relationship with actress Frances Fisher, a partnership that produced a daughter, Francesca Eastwood, born in 1993. This relationship, while less publicized than his association with Locke, further exemplifies Eastwood's pattern of forming romantic relationships with women in the entertainment industry, often accompanied by professional collaborations or mutual creative interests. Eastwood's later personal life included his marriage to Dina Ruiz on March 31, 1996. The couple welcomed a daughter, Morgan Eastwood, in the same year, marking Eastwood's continued expansion of his family into the 1990s. However, the marriage eventually faced challenges, and in August 2013, Ruiz publicly revealed that they were living separately. Their formal divorce was finalized in 2014, ending a nearly 2-decade marriage. Throughout his life, Clint Eastwood is known to have fathered 8 children by 6 different women, reflecting both the breadth and complexity of his personal relationships. Despite widespread media speculation and public interest in his family, Eastwood has largely refrained from confirming the exact number of his offspring, maintaining a level of discretion that has characterized much of his private life, even as his professional life remained highly visible and celebrated. At 95, Clint Eastwood finally opened up and shared his unvarnished thoughts about his longtime friend and fellow actor James Garner, offering a candid glimpse into the complex mix of admiration, rivalry, and deep respect that existed between them. Eastwood, now well into his mid-90s, spoke with the clarity and insight that only decades of life experience and a storied Hollywood career can provide. James was a man of incredible charm and talent, Eastwood admitted, reflecting on Garner's career that spanned television and film with remarkable versatility. He had this effortless ability to connect with audiences, to make them feel like he was someone they knew personally, not just a character on the screen. Eastwood went on to describe the rare combination of wit, intelligence, and groundedness that made Garner not only a beloved actor, but also a genuinely admirable human being. You rarely meet someone in this business who's both so capable and so unpretentious at the same time, Eastwood noted, his voice tinged with both warmth and the unmistakable gravitas of someone who has witnessed decades of Hollywood highs and lows. The actor-director also acknowledged the professional tensions that sometimes arise between stars of their caliber. "We weren't always on the same page, but that's part of the magic of filmmaking," he explained. "You push each other, you challenge each other, and that's how great performances come to life." Clint Eastwood didn't shy away from recalling specific moments from their shared history, recalling scenes on set where Garner's professionalism and quick thinking saved the day. James had this uncanny ability to read a scene and know exactly what it needed, even before anyone else did, Eastwood said, emphasizing the kind of instinctive skill that separates good actors from truly remarkable ones. Beyond the craft, Eastwood reflected on the personal side of their relationship, sharing how Garner's humor, generosity, and loyalty left a lasting impact. "He was the kind of guy you could count on no matter what. And in this business that's rare," Eastwood remarked, underscoring that their bond went beyond scripts and cameras into genuine friendship. Finally, Eastwood spoke about the legacy of James Garner and the mark he left on Hollywood and the hearts of audiences worldwide. "People remember James not just for his films or TV shows, but for the way he carried himself with integrity, with humor, and with real heart," Eastwood concluded. At 95, reflecting on a lifetime in the spotlight, Eastwood's words offered both tribute and revelation, shedding new light on a friendship and professional connection that spanned decades, reminding everyone that behind the glitz of Hollywood were humans whose impact went far beyond the screen.